Okay, so you should be able to see, let's see, I've got to adjust the sizes of these windows. Bear with me a minute here. I think we are good now. Let me make sure here. We should be able to see, switch between both windows. And I'm going to make them a little bit taller too. All right, there we go. Get rid of this first hand here. And let's see here. I've got the chat up. Yeah, if you've got any thoughts as we play, questions about hands, let me know. We're on a 3-minute delay, so it'll take me just a few minutes to get back to you. I can respond in the chat right away, but verbally, you won't hear back from me for 3 minutes if you have a question. It's been a little while since I played live poker, so I had a few sessions. So for those of you who follow my my regular vlog, I know I haven't put one out in about a month. It's been a little bit of time, and I'm gonna limp this one in here, even though I probably shouldn't. It's a little bit kind of connected here. Yeah, it's been about a month since I put one out. I got up to a $25,000 bankroll, but then I just had, I ended up losing about $5,000 of that. Like right after, I just had so many bad sessions, a big downswing. So anyway, I'm tinkering with some online poker. Let's see, this guy leads here. We've got the 30 nuts, which is not necessarily great. Like, we're probably behind. I'm kind of thinking like raise fold. I don't want to let draws get there cheaply. So I'm gonna raise here, and then if anybody comes back over the top, we'll just get rid of the hand. Yeah, like when he calls us. Yeah, we don't have any redraws or anything, so it's kind of like if a diamond comes, if the board pairs, like we're kind of screwed no matter what. That shouldn't help anybody that didn't already have us beat. So like 9-10 already had a straight. They just have a bigger straight with their 9-10 now. So yeah, we'll just get rid of our hand. He likes his hand too much. Sorry, I was like, I always forget, YouTube has their own start stream button, even if you've already started the stream on the OBS software, which is what you used to record. And this is only the second time I stream, so like I forgot you've got to hit the start stream button in YouTube in addition to the button that exists in the recording software. So you probably just came in when I was halfway talking through a hand, but I think it was only like the first hand you missed, which I just folded in the big blind. So I don't think I had really covered anything at that point. I was just kind of getting my table set up. Got jacks double suited here. I'll raise this one up. And we've got a somewhat connected double suited hand on the right. I like to play those ones, but kind of wary about the flush draws whenever you have those hands, because obviously you're never going to have the nuts with a flush with one of those types of hands, unless you get the straight flush, obviously, but unlikely. Bottom pair, nothing much there, so check fold that one. Trip threes, trip deuces. If you're not familiar with the rules of Omaha, you have to play exactly 2 cards from your hand, so having 3 of the same value rank card in your hand is not good, because it means you only get to play 2 of them, you have 1 less out. you know, one less chance of hitting that deuce. And honestly, a set of deuces in Omaha is not that great. Sets are a lot more likely to happen in Omaha than Hold'em, so there's a good chance that you're dominated if you've got one, a low set. How you doing, Matthew? Thanks for joining. Let me know how the stream sounds, if the volume's good, if the video's clear. I've got to remember too, I've been kind of focused on the left window. I need to make sure I'm switching between both of them. Let's see here. So I'll check this one on the left. The one on the right, we've got an ace and it's like got a little bit of connectivity, but we don't have any suits. I'm just gonna fold it. On the left, we flopped bottom two pair. I'll put out a little kind of like feeler bet here. It's four-handed though. It's nothing I want to get crazy with, and any resistance, I'm just gonna ditch the hand. Yeah, we get we get min raised. Like, it's. So I'm like, for a min raise, I'll call once and then fold on any turn we don't improve. I probably should be folding here, honestly, but I'm a total donk. And of course, we hit the boat, so that could be good, that could be bad. Like, ace 8 is ahead of us. If you happen to limp in with aces, we're behind. I think this is like a check call down hand, and maybe I'm playing that wrong, but we have the nut flush draw that obviously like we don't need here. But that could give some indication as to what he's betting with. Like, he raised on the flop when it was rainbow though, so like I don't think there's any reason to assume that he is betting with any kind of flush draw here. Just wait a second here and hit the call button. So we get there with the flush that we don't need. Just gonna check call. Yeah, okay. I think a better play there, I was thinking right after I hit the check button, I think a better play is probably like a bet fold, maybe. I don't think he's going to raise the river unless he's got us beat. And we're missing out on value by checking there, so I don't like my check there on the river, and I thought about it right after I hit the button. I folded this hand on the right here. It's got some connectivity, but the ace is not suited with anything. So if I'm trying to remember, I think it was a raised pot. I didn't want to come in for a raise. I didn't want to call somebody else's raise to get into the pot with it. Nothing exciting happening for us. Let's see, they got in. Yeah, there's a set of deuces that were actually good there. Suited ace here. Yeah, we're four-handed right now. I'm gonna go ahead and raise this one. So we've got the suited ace, and we've got connectivity on the top and bottom, like the wheel as well as the ace 10. Like, those can both make straights. Interesting flop. We've got the straight flush draw, a gut shot straight draw, but obviously we're behind any deuce, and I don't want to get crazy here, so I think this is the type of hand where I'm gonna like make kind of like a smallish bet. Kind of see what other people do here. I think if they have nothing, they're probably just gonna get rid of their hand, obviously, like if they miss the board completely. So we've got tens and deuces now. I feel like if he had a deuce, he might check raise the flop. I don't think he wants a flush or a straight to get there if he's got a deuce, so I'm going to value bet this again. He might have a worse draw than us. It's a value bet now that we hit the 10. On the flop, it was just a semi-bluff, and now I'm not excited. Like, we might be ahead unless you just happen to hit the queen, so I hope he doesn't put... Oh, he's got kings. So he had the second nut flush draw with an overpair, so... there's no reason to try to bet the river, and I considered checking back the turn, but I think there's a lot of draw hands that we can get value from and to be ahead of there. I'm going to top off here on the right. Let's see here. We've got a pretty connected hand. I don't have any reason to raise it though. I don't think, because everybody's going to call it these stakes. We're just going to bloat the pot and be out of position. So we flop top 2, and we've got backdoor flush draw, queen high flush draw. So I'll get the money in here. Do I want to check raise or lead out? I'm gonna check raise. I imagine like people like to bet at these stakes, even though it's a limped pot. Somebody will bet here. Probably, maybe, or not. And then I'll regret checking. Alright, well, we've got the flush draw, but the straight draw's out there, so we don't have, like, there's a good chance we don't have the best hand anymore, even if we did on the flop. Nice. We're rolling, yeah, 7 deuce deuce deuce, best hand of all time, yeah, for sure. Only if it was a spade, which I didn't have. You're doing good, video's good, sounds great, got the perfect PLO setup. Alright, well, we take it down. Alright, thanks for letting me know, Matthew, appreciate it. Alright, we've got ace, king, 10, and wheel. The ace isn't suited, but I'll still raise this one up. This is one of those ones that, like, maybe I shouldn't be raising it under the gun. I need to study my PLO charts. My buddy Graham actually sent me some insight on it. I need to read more about it. 7 deuce on the right. Fold. I'm showing the wrong window. There we go. There we go. Ace, king, 10 deuce. So I raise that up. Short stack. 3 bets. This is probably like a shove fold. I'm a total dunk at these stakes, at PLO in general, and I'm not sure what the right play is here. Tempted to call and see a flop, and if it's favorable, go with it. Even though he's short stack, I probably shouldn't. But yeah, it's like, it was kind of like a shove or fold spot, but I don't really like shoving there. I feel like everybody's got aces when they 3-bet here in this game. It's very rare that they don't have just aces, I found at these stakes. Let's see, we've got a gut shot, but he's in love with his hand, and we're way behind, so I'm just gonna ditch it. Got a couple of interesting hands here. We've got the jacks, single suit on the right here, and we've got the Broadway and wheel, single suit on the left. So let's see here. I'm gonna raise this one up, folded to us on the button. I'm gonna raise that up. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was folded to us, but it was a limp. There was just a big blind and then a limp here. And then on the other screen, we've got this guy raised. This is the same guy as last hand. I'm tempted to 3-bet this, but I'm just gonna call in position. And then over here, we flopped a set of jacks. So we're in position. On this one, it's an 8-8-8 flop. I'm just gonna let him have it. Ace king is the best hand that doesn't have a pocket pair. Ace queen is the second best hand without a pocket pair. If he's got a pocket pair, obviously we're behind. And then on this one, we're gonna I'll bet kind of big because there's a lot of draws out there. Not flush draws, but straight draws. Okay, we're still good as long as he doesn't have aces. He leads into us. I feel I doubt that's like, I doubt it's aces. It could be, but I think we're just gonna get it in here, and I don't want to give him a good price on any kind of draw he can have, so I'm just gonna pot it. Let's get it in. He might have like a straight and flush draw combo or something like that, or like a 2-pair flush draw. He's taking a long time. If he had aces, obviously he would get it in. So we've got a boat. If he doesn't, if he had aces, he would have shoved on the flop because that was the nuts. I mean, on the last street, that was the nuts. So we're going all in. Hopefully we get called. He folds. He saved himself $13 there. Let's see, on this one, I'm just gonna call here. I'm gonna limp in with everybody else. Fold that one. So that was a nice spot for us. Almost doubled up on that. We did flop the second set here. Obviously, we're losing to any flush, but we've got the ace of diamonds, which, like, we could play with that. Like, if somebody bets out, we could raise and rep the flush here, the nut flush. Oops. So we'll raise it up here. Anybody who doesn't have the nut flush is going to be scared. King high flush is maybe the only one that would really want to get it in here and feel okay about it. Yeah, okay, we took it down. People like to limp in this game. This is the type of hand that, like, I've got queens, like in Hold'em, I would absolutely raise here, but I feel like these limpers, they love to call after somebody else's raises behind them. I'd rather just limp this, to be honest. Like, it's probably not a great strategy in this game. Yeah, watch. This guy raised to 650. I'm willing to bet that we see multiple calls. So this guy, this guy just cold calls out of the small blind. If anybody's folding, it's the big blind, but these two guys are probably going to call, the two limpers. And if the two limpers call, I'm going to call and hope to hit a set. Because we're going to be getting a great price to try to hit our set. Okay, so he limped 3-bet. I honestly, I don't expect that to be aces. I've seen some, like, dunkish plays where people will limp and then be like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to get it in. Answer 20 says Michigan, but in Kentucky? What is that in reference to? Alright, we've got queens again, but this time one is with a suited ace, so I'm willing to raise this up. I don't like that the six is not connected. We can't make a straight with that with anything. So it's really kind of just the top these big three cards that we're playing with here. So that's like an iffy raise because of that alone. But six-handed, I'm gonna go ahead and raise it up. Cold called by the small blind and the limper. So we flop, we've got an overpair and the nut flush draw. Obviously we're behind any three. I'm gonna bet though. I feel like we don't have to bet too big here. I think anybody who missed this flop is just gonna get rid of their hand. And I don't want to make the pot too big so that if somebody has a three, like, I don't want them to be able to pot it too big. Since we've got that nut flush draw. Obviously, like, a flush draw on a paired board on Omaha is not as exciting or enticing since you can't ever have the nuts at that point, but we take down. Yeah, early position here. Ace is not suited, ace not connected. Just gonna get rid of this one. Not too much happening on our other window here. So we would have flopped second pair here, but not too worried about it. Look at me playing 4-card, yeah. Yeah, I found it. The games, the online games are much softer in PLO compared to Hold'em, and that's good for me because I'm not a great player. I'm just better than some of the worst players. So it works out for me where I can win some money off the, like, there's a lot of bad play and soft play at the PLO game, so I feel like I can win at this versus the online Hold'em play. So yeah, that's why I'm here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, that's tempting to come in. We're not closing the action though. I'm just gonna fold this one. We're gonna regret folding that, but that's okay. And then over here we've got 7, 6, 6, 3. We are closing the action. It's like, it's not that great. It's kind of like I want to see if we can flop any kind of straight connection or a 6. Otherwise, I'm gonna get away from it. Yeah, we're getting away from that. Back to the other table. So we would have flopped bottom pair, turned bottom 2, but that's not going to be a good hand against 3 other players, out of position to all of them. So good fold. Gonna get rid of this one like I said. Yes. 3-minute delay, Jonathan. Okay, so I'll defend here against the button raise. I'm not gonna 3-bet it. We've got a suited ace and some Broadway cards, but like maybe I should be 3-betting it, but obviously doesn't matter. We flopped the nuts, so I think I'll just like call. I think I'm just gonna call and he quickly bet pot on the flop. This is one of those spots where like I probably should have led the turn. I thought about leading the turn. I've seen this a lot where like I'll check on a monotone board when I flop big and somebody will pot it on the flop and then they will check behind on the turn, and I thought about checking. I'm sorry, betting instead of checking. I'll lead here since we didn't get to lead on the turn. We'll get paid. Let's take a look at what he had. I'm willing to bet he had spades, but no, he had ace, king, 6, deuce. So kings and sixes, top pair on the river, and a bottom pair on the flop. No other draws or anything. That's a crazy call there. Don't think that's a good call at all. But that's what I was saying. Is that, like, the PLO games online are so much softer than the Hold'em games. Answer 20. You're traveling to Tennessee. What are you traveling for? And where are you traveling from? Dash Deadly going for PLO bracelet number 3 tonight on Poker Go from Michigan. Oh, all right. Gotcha. I've actually not been following the World Series events so far. I'm a terrible poker. I shouldn't say player, but watcher. I am going to be traveling to Vegas in early July though, so I'm debating playing in maybe an event. They don't have really any like cheap events that I would want to do though during the time that I'm gonna happen to be there, unfortunately. But there are lots of other tournaments going on at the time, so I might try to play 1 or 2. I also might try to play. There's a few things I'm considering doing. There's some tournaments that I may consider doing. I think I'm going to keep the tournaments to a minimum, just 1 or 2 of them at most. I'm tempted to raise this, but the 9 is not connected to anything, and the ace and king are not suited. I'm just going to ditch it. Yeah, so like the World Series is going on. There's a bunch of other tournaments going on, so I might just find like 2 tournaments that sound appealing and play in those, and then for the rest of the week, play Hold'em and PLO. So I've never played live PLO. I'm thinking I might give that a chance. And then depending on how things go, I might try some 5-10 Hold'em, which I've never done. Just give it a shot. Why the heck not? While I'm in town. I'm going to try to record where I can. So I need to reach out to some of the poker room managers and figure out where I'm able to record. I know like Brad Owen always records at the Bellagio, so I think that might be vlogger friendly, but I probably need to reach out and get permission first. All right, we've got aces on the right with a single suit. I'm gonna pop that. And then there is what's the new one? Resorts World is vlogger friendly. I know for sure. I don't think you need permission. I think it's just expected that people are going to be recording there. All right, not the flop I was looking for, but a good one nonetheless. Unless he's got queens or something, that would not be good for us. But we're gonna see about that and take it down. Yeah, so Vegas should be exciting. I've been to Vegas one other time in my life, and it was about I'm gonna say like 6 years ago or something, or 5 years ago. It's a long time ago. Looking forward to going back, and I'm going solo. That's the only way I've gone to Vegas. I've not had anybody to go with. My daughter's out of town. My wife is busy with school, so it's just me. But I kind of like it that way. It gives me the chance to like not have to conform to schedules and could just kind of do what I want, which I feel like my normal life, I always have to conform to schedules between work and, you know, raising a child and things like that. Take a lot of time and energy, which I have no problem with, but you know, it's going to be a bit different. Getting to focus on me and do what I want to do. All right, I'm gonna see about this. This is one of those spots where, like, if I get raised, like, I'm not happy about it. Obviously, we do pick up a gut shot. The reason I'm not happy about it is because we have top pair, but we don't have the best kicker. We're losing to two pair. He could be repping a draw. He could be repping a two pair or bigger, like a set. We just don't know. It's hard to play against. So I'm just gonna call here. An 8, a diamond, maybe a jack. I'm happy about on the river. An ace, maybe 2. So we hit the. Oh, I thought we hit the straight flush for a second there. If it was the 7 jack of diamonds we had, you know, then we would. But I'm gonna lead here. Lead kind of small. Not happy about getting raised if that happens. That's gross. And he raised pretty quickly. He leads the turn. Oops, I did not mean to hit the all-in button there. I did the time bank. They don't bring it up right away, which I don't like. What are we beating? Like 8, 9, like maybe he hit a straight. Okay, this is a bad call, but I'm gonna do it. I gotta see it. This is bad. Yeah, okay, he had the nuts. He actually had us the whole way. He had the ace king of diamonds, so he had the better kicker. And let's see here. So we had ace king queen, I think it was ace king queen 9. So he turned 2 pair and then rivered the nuts. So or the nut flush. I guess a straight flush would have been the nuts. Yeah, bad call by me. I know better than that. But still up on the session. We're up over here. I think so. I started the session. I think I had like 1,450 or something like that. Is where my Bovada account is sitting, and I think right now I'm just shy of 1,500. Answer 20. Oh, sorry. I'm behind some of the chat here. So Silver Truther, are you able to tile the windows on Bovada without that stupid side window opening? That's a good question. Yeah, this side window, I think you're talking about, this thing here is really annoying. So in my last episode, I tried tiling the windows and it didn't look very well. Like it was hard for people to see on their phones or on their smaller devices. So I decided to go with this approach this time, where I switch between the tables. I can kind of give a glimpse. Yeah, this is what it looks like if I show them both at the same time. It's kind of, yeah. There's a lot of empty space down here. I didn't set it up for the stream here, but showing windows that I didn't mean to show here, but that's okay. Yeah, it works better here to just kind of show like one window at a time. I think maybe an improvement here would be that if I had a section of the like what you're seeing on your end would show the hands, just the hands itself, like the cards on both screens in the corner or something like that, so that you can see what's going on both tables at the same time before I switch between them. That might be an improvement for next time. I'm gonna call this. I probably shouldn't, just because I got that extra diamond in my hand, but we'll just go ahead and flop trip kings. Yeah, so like the extra diamond, and then we also have the 9 that doesn't connect with anything. Like, not happy about that. We might get called by somebody with a king. I mean a 10 here, or worse, king. And there's no flush draw out there, which is nice. So like we're we've pretty much got the nuts here. Like we're losing. Jesus, what a terrible run out. Do I check or bet that? We're losing to any 10. All right, I have to call this. Yeah. Yeah. Any pocket pair beats us. That's so annoying. What the hell? He called us down with threes, and he had the queen jack that he called on the double paired board. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm thinking through the like thought process for that. I mean, I guess like it's very unlikely anybody has a boat when the board is double paired. So like maybe he had the queen jack, so like the ace and 9 would have given him a straight, but we had both of those covered. So he wasn't even like he wasn't live on the straight. He needed exactly a 3 or a 10 to win the pot, which is I'm sure not at all what he was thinking when he called the turn. Yeah, so Silver Truther, you can't get the site to tile correctly. Yeah, I haven't played with that. I don't want to do it right now just because I've got things set up kind of specifically for the stream, but I'll take a look at that and let you know if I get that working. I've never played with it though. I kind of just manually adjust the size of the windows to my liking. Just I don't like the organizational tools. Like I kind of wish that there was a button where I could kind of put it in the 4 corners of my screen and have it always kind of conform to those 4 quadrants, but it won't do that. Yeah, the cascade and tile are both kind of wonky. The 600 R&R, is that round? Is that like a round of each or something type game? I'm not sure what R&R is. July 15th. Yeah, I'm not going to be there that late in July, so I won't be able to play. I'm going to be there basically kind of like the first week, like overlapping with July 4th. So I've got to kind of figure out what my best options are there. There's some bigger like 150 guarantees, $150,000 guarantee type tournaments in there that are a few $100, maybe like $400 to $600 that I might do 1 or 2 of them. But yeah, I haven't decided yet. I haven't taken a close look. I kind of just perused just to get a small feel for what my options are. I'm gonna pop this just because it's heads up and we've got jacks. Obviously, we'll slow down after the flop if it's not favorable, but we take it down. We're down to 3-handed here. I like when we get short-handed. I like to raise on the button a lot of the time, but that hand's not very good. So let it go. Got a double suited one here. The 8's not very connected. Maybe it's connected to the jack a little bit, but it's hard to get the nuts there with a double capper. I will still call and see a flop since we're short-handed. We flop top 2, so I will check raise this flop. Obviously, like we don't want to see a diamond on the turn. I'm gonna make it pretty big. And then, yeah, we take it down. We get a limped pot in the big blind over here on the right. We flop a gut shot and bottom pair. He checked to me. I'm just gonna bet it and see if we can take it down. Now we've got 2 pair. We're still behind a straight, but he like checked very quickly twice in a row. So I'm just gonna go ahead and bet it. Queens. Again, we're 3-handed. I will call this. We've got some connectivity here. So we flop the nuts, and we could improve to a bigger straight with the 8-9 queen in our hand. So I'm gonna bump this one up. The only thing that I'm not excited about is like we've got 1 heart, but obviously like if he's got a flush draw, he might want to get it in here and hope that he hits. But we should be pretty far ahead. Like if he's got a set though, or something like that, or 2 pair with a flush draw or something like that, like we could mathematically maybe be a little bit behind. I The thing I hate in PLO is like when you get flat called here and then you get a scary turn. Like the pot is huge, and I'm out of position, so I'm kind of like, well, what the hell do I do now? Scary turn. Do I check? Do I bet? All right. Well, we'll just take it down instead, so don't have to worry about that. Fold it over there. I'm gonna fold this one too. It's rainbow. If we had some, if we were single or double suited there, I might have raised that one on the button. I'll fold this one too. The ace isn't suited. Silver Truther says, really enjoy your vlogs. How are you a better poker player today than you were a year ago? Is there a skill you have improved in that time, or a new way of thinking? Anything that sticks out? It's a really good question. I think that, I mean, like, practice is one of the things I'll say. I'm going to check the kings here since we've got 3 hearts and the 8 and deuce are not connected to anything. So we're just looking for a set. Otherwise, we're getting rid of it. 2 pair. Okay, I'll bet the 2 pair. Yeah, so like, I think like I've not been good about studying poker. I reread a book that I had. You know, I've said before on past vlogs and streams that I used to play poker a lot in the mid 2000s. Oh, my camera went blurry. Let's see if I can fix it here. Hang on, bear with me. We're gonna get a close up and then zoom it out. Let's see if it'll fix. Not sure. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah. So. Yeah, I've not studied like I should. I think I'm planning to sign up for one of the, you know, like Crush Life Poker or like Upswing Poker or something along those lines. I know I've not had a lot of time to dedicate to studying, but since I'm gonna have a week in Vegas to myself, and I've actually got time this week because my daughter's out of town. I was thinking I'm gonna sign up this week, so I'm actually gonna put a little bit more effort into this. But in terms of the past year, it's just like been practicing in terms of actual playing. The biggest thing that's helped me by far though is, and this is specific to the vlogging aspect, sorry, I'm folding my hand on the left here. I've learned so much from, I'm just gonna call because we've got 3 clubs here. I should probably be raising the aces maybe, but it's hard to play after the flop if you just completely whiff. And yeah, you just got no suits, doesn't match the board or whatever. We flop the nuts here and we get led into, I'm definitely gonna pot this one. He's probably doing this with like a 2 pair straight draw or straight draw wrap type thing, and he's gonna wanna get it in if we raise. We've got another interesting hand on the other board, but let's see how this one goes first. So I'll show you the other board here. We've got ace, queen, queen, jack. So I'm gonna pop this on the button. Yeah, so like in being a vlogger and recording on my hands, I am having to always see what I did wrong and where I made mistakes. Yeah, we're getting it in here. So we're calling versus a wrap, and I think he hit it. No, he missed it. Okay, that was a good one for us. Yeah, I'm constantly having to look at videos of my hands, and I am like face to face with bad plays, mistakes I made, and having to learn from those. So that is by far the biggest thing, has been helpful for me over the past year of vlogging. You know, that's not like great advice because not everybody's out there vlogging. The majority of people are not, but you know, if you go to a place that lets you record your hands, like pretend you're a vlogger for a day and record your hands and review them, like maybe not that same day. It's a lot of work, it takes a lot of time to go through them. But what I do is like, I'll tell you what I do just so you can kind of experiment with it if it's something you're interested in. I record individual hands. So I end up having one file on my phone per hand that I play. And in order to like quickly start and stop the recordings, I've got an app on my phone. I'll actually pull out my phone and give you the name of it. It's one of those like police recording apps. You just tap an icon on your desktop, on your phone desktop, and it starts recording without actually pulling up the camera. So like nobody can see what you're recording. It's just recording in the background. So this app is called Quick Video Recorder. It's on Android. I don't know if it's on iPhone or not, but try recording your hands. And then you can, the reason I said that I record one video per hand is then I can go back and see like which files are the biggest, which video files are the biggest. And that tells me like which ones are probably the most interesting hands, not ones where I just like folded right away. There was like a lot of action involved that I recorded. And if I'm not involved in a hand, I fold right away. Like I stopped the recording right away. So like it's going to be a small file. Let's see here on the right hand table, we've got this guy raised out of the small blind. This is another one, just like earlier, like I would like to kind of play this if I was the one closing the action maybe, but just because there's a lot of connectivity here. But the cards are so small. Even if we hit the flush, it's not good. We're not closing the action. There's 3 more players behind us. Somebody might decide to shove like this short stack $24 player. That's something that you see a lot, so I'm not gonna play that one. But yeah, record your hands for a day. Pretend you're a vlogger. Review your videos, at least like the ones that are big files, like the big pots you were involved in. See where you made mistakes. See where you did things right too, and try to repeat those in the future. Just something I would suggest. It's really been an interesting take for me since I've never done any kind of vlogging before in the past. It's just something like I was like, I need a hobby. I need something to do. I'm gonna record my hands, and I'm gonna pick up poker again. So yeah, I think that's just been really helpful over the past year. Is there a skill I've improved in that time? I think I've tried to practice really good bankroll management. So when I played poker a lot, like I said, in the early 2000s, and I was in my early to mid 20s at the time, and I was not very fiscally responsible. I did not practice poker, bankroll management, and like I didn't pay close attention to the numbers, and I took a year off work. I've worked in tech historically. I took a year off work to just play poker, and it went well until it didn't. And I had to go back into like a real tech job again after that. But yeah, like I didn't track my numbers well. I didn't like move up and down in stakes. I tried 2-5 once, I think, back then, but I mostly stuck to 1-2, but I didn't try to move down in stakes. I also did a lot of online poker when it was readily available, back in that era. And it's a limped pot. We don't have anything here except for a gut shot. I'm just gonna check that. This one, we've got a limper. I'm gonna pot it just because we're in position here. Back on this one, we've got a pair now. I'll bet since it's a limped pot. Yeah, so bankroll management is really just what I'm getting at. And then, do I have a new way of thinking? I feel like I hear that like the way people play poker has changed a lot over the years, and in Texas, I feel like that's like it's a lot closer in Texas to how it used to be back in the mid 2000s. So like if you're looking for that old school style of play, we're just gonna check this one down. Yeah, he's got 10, so we weren't gonna get him off that pair anywhere along the way. Yeah. Anyway, Texas poker is really interesting. It's people talk about it. It's very mid 2000s style of play. A lot of money getting splashed around. Not like everybody's talking about GTO and optimal strategy these days, and like things are very different in the poker world because of that, from everything I understand, except for in Texas, which is where I am. So I haven't seen a lot of that different play, and I'll probably see that when I go to Vegas. So we had the limper. I raised in position, 2 callers, and then we get let into. There's nothing for us to continue with here. Yeah, glad I could answer that for you. Glad you enjoyed the answer. This is one of those hands that like it looks pretty because you've got the double suits, but the 4 is just floating by itself. Like we're really just hoping to hit an 8 for a set or a straight draw. Like sometimes I'll limp these and see if we can just get them into a limped pot, but we've got 2 more players behind us in position. I'm just gonna toss it and trying not to be results oriented. We can see what would have happened. I'll toggle between these windows, but I'm always kicking myself when I fold one of these hands and would have flopped big, but it is what it is. All right, so we've got ace king here. The 9's not connected. This is another one of those ones where like we're in position, and I'm just gonna raise because we've got like an ace king type hand because of that, and we've got the ace 4 for the wheel. The 9's not great. Like The 9 doesn't help us. Like, even though the 9 king would make a straight, like, it's going to make the same straight that ace king would. It doesn't help us for that reason. We flop top pair, top kicker, 3-handed. We'll put out, let's see, I'll put out like a $7 bet here. I'm still trying to figure out my bet sizings. Okay, take it down. I don't like to make it like so small that someone feels like I'm just compelled to make a C bet and they want to come to the top, but I also don't want to make it so small that somebody has a draw, they're getting priced in easily. I'm gonna pop this because we got double suited ace with the wheel cards as well. Even though we're first to act, that might be a little bit loose for an under the gun move. Like, this is also one where I would consider maybe like limp calling, just because there's so many raises at this game. Like, there's a chance that we could get 3-bet here, and I don't want it to become a bloated pot with the hand that I have. That's kind of my thinking. I don't know if that's the right thinking or not, so feel free to criticize. We don't flop anything good here. We got another player to act behind us. Like, there's a lot of draws here. We're gonna get called in so many spots here, no matter what, if we see bet. With it checking twice, like, now I'll consider making a bet here. Repping the 10, but this is one, obviously, like, we'll bet fold it. We might take it down. Like, the board is paired now, so straights and flushes are not going to be the nuts, and people are going to be more willing to fold those here, with only one more card to come as well. And it works. We take it down. Folded this one on the other board, king queen. So, like, you know, the king queen suited is pretty, but then the deuce 4 are, it's just like they're not helping each other, and the deuce 4 are not suited either, which is not giving anything to our hand. If it limps around, I'm just going to check this one. There's no compelling reason to raise this one. This is one of those ones that, like, I kind of like to limp these and maybe call a raise. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to do that. We'll see if it's a mistake. You guys can join along with me and let me know how badly I butcher my hands. Boris says, good luck, Huggy. I'm playing Ultimate in France right now. Ultimate as in Ultimate Frisbee? Is that what you mean? Here, I'll ask it in chat. Okay, so I'm gonna check this one, but over here in this limp one, we flop the second set. So I'm gonna bet like 425. Not full on pot it. And then over here, we flop a pair. It's a limp pot. Like, this is one I'm gonna give this up easily. And over here we get called. We're only behind queens here. It's a rainbow board. There's not too much we're worried about. Like 9-10 jack would have a like a wrap essentially here. That's the only hand that I'm kind of wary of. If somebody happens to have something like queen deuce or queen 8, the last 8, and they hit the queen, like the queen coming on the turn is not exciting for me. Fold this one over here. Yeah, so like now if somebody did have 9-10 jack, they would have the straight here. I'm still gonna bet, but I don't want to like bet huge and make the pot super bloated either, because if he comes over the top, it's not pretty for us. 7-9 gets there as well, but 7-9 was not really a hand that makes sense on this flop. So I think I'm just gonna bet. Like, we're just gonna bet one more time. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, cool. It's a scary board, but like thinking through it doesn't make sense. He didn't raise on the turn, so I'm pretty sure he didn't have the straight, unless he's just trying to trap us. But like that's not something that happens too much in PLO unless you've just got like a totally locked up hand. Like he would have to have like a set and the nut straight to not raise behind, because a straight is worried about the board pairing, but if he has a set also, then he's not worried about the board pairing. And like he didn't raise anywhere along the way. So yeah, we'll take a look at what he had in a second here. Yeah, so we just flopped bottom pair on this one. Let me pull up that hand history. So we flopped second set. It's being kind of slow here. He flopped, so he had king, queen, 10-3, double suited, hearts and spades. So he flopped top pair, turned top two pair, no draw. Yeah, he just had top two pair and that was it. Okay, so that works out well for us. And we are getting rid of this hand, right? We've got bottom pair, no draws. Yeah, just get rid of it. I don't like to click the button too fast. Kick myself. I did that once the other, I think it was, I was playing late last night, and I had a river to straight. I had two pair the whole way and then river to straight, and I missed it and I checked back the river. Not realizing that I hit the straight because the board looks so scary to me. And I had like the second nuts and checked back. So totally missed value. I try to usually take a close look at what I've got before I click any buttons so I don't make any mistakes. But I was probably playing a little bit later than I should have been. So we're doing pretty well. We're up I think we're up about 160 so far for the session. And we've been playing for a little less than an hour. I'll hold this one. And then we've got the double suited sixes over here. The jack is kind of disconnected. I'm just going to check it, see if we can get a favorable flop. It's not a great one for us. We've got second pair. But I don't see most aces limping there. So we'll bet this one. And yeah, not surprised we got fold. Over here, I'm gonna pot this one. It's only four-handed. We've got the suited ace, the jack's connected to the ace, the 6 and the 4 are connected together, the 4 and the ace are connected together. We've also got this pretty hand over here on the right. He raises the button. Do I want to come over the top? I think if the queen was a spade, like the 8 and queen were reversed on their suits, I might, just so we have the queen, could have the queen high flush as a viable, like closer to the nut flush. I'm just gonna call instead. And then over here we've got two pair, so I'll see bet this for about $7. Over here we've got just one pair. I'll check that one. So we took this one down with just the jack on the top pair there. So we've not been getting played back at too much, which is surprising. Like usually you get some amount of playback at these games. We pick up two pair now. I'm gonna lead out here. It checked around on the flop. We're only worried about like queen 10, and that just like brings in everything. Flush, straight. It's probably like a check fold spot, but yeah, he like snap bets half pot. Like jack 8, jack king, and he called on the turn, which means he's probably got a draw. So I'm gonna give him credit for a hand here, and we'll just hope to get there next time. So we got a big wheel hand here, but the ace is not suited with anything else. We played it perfectly. Take it down. 4 clubs. Just gonna fold it. If it was like ace, king, queen, jack, I don't know. If it was all big cards or something like that, like maybe I would just still play it, even though it's all suited. You're obviously not playing for the suit. You're playing for the big pairs. You know, full houses type things like that. I'm always kind of iffy on these hands. I probably should fold this. But we've got 3 Broadway cards and the 10 and 7 still connect. I probably should fold this, honestly. Yeah, so we flop top 2, but it's very basically monotone board. I'm gonna fold the ace over here. It's rainbow. It checks to us, so I'm gonna bet. Like, I'm mostly worried about the small blind in this spot. You know, it's possible if he had like the king high flush, he maybe would check, but I doubt it. Like usually, anybody who raises pre-flop is gonna see that there with a made hand. They don't want to let the street check through. Ultimate Texas Hold'em pit game. Is that a thing? I've never heard of that. I'm gonna look that up. Ultimate Texas Hold'em. Is this one of those ones? It's like a table game against the house. Yeah, you play against the dealer and not other players. Okay, yeah, interesting. I don't play much other than poker, forms of poker, like against other players when it comes to gambling. Like I'll occasionally play blackjack. I've also like done a little bit of roulette when I just felt like being somewhat of a degenerate, and also a little bit of roulette. But I don't like to play the games that are pure luck, more or less. I like to play things where I have some say in terms of skill. So that's what draws me to poker. Like I'm putting my skill up against other people's skill levels. Blackjack is somewhat the same way if you're like able to count cards and stuff, which I cannot do. But like there is some strategy at least involved to it, which is why it's somewhat alluring to me. It's 3-bet pot on the right. I don't really want to continue here with that hand. It's not a great hand, so I'm just gonna fold it. Let's see here, the other table. We've got some connectivity here. 8, 9, 10 queen with the suited queen. I will call here. So we've got a straight draw, open ender. It's not great because there's 2 spades out there and we only have 1 spade. Maybe we'll get a check around. Yeah, I don't think it's worth continuing here. Oh, you know what? I had the 8 paired. That was probably a bad fold. I overlooked that my 8 paired. I just saw the 9-10. I probably should have called once. I don't like my fold since I saw that too late. I am gonna oh shit. But I meant to pot it and 3-bet this and I hit the wrong button here. Not the best flop for us after misclicking there. And we get called by this guy, which could, like, sometimes people do that with like kings or something, which $3 bet. I love this game, but like I don't feel like it's. Do I raise here? Dude, he's scared. He's scared. I'm going for it. This guy's obviously on a draw. I'm just gonna go for it. This could be wrong. Like yeah, like this guy had a short stack, which I'm not too worried about getting in against just him. Yeah, we have similar hands. I turned 2 pair against him, and then we river the boat. So, like, he had, I think it was a gut shot, right? A gut shot with top pair. Let me pull it up. He had Jack, 10-9. Oh no, he flopped top set. He had top set with the gut shot, so we got very lucky there. We basically needed to hit the queen or runner kings, and that's exactly what we did. We hit runner kings. Okay, I'll play this one. I don't like the 5 in it, but I'll play it. Oh shoot, I accidentally missed a hand on the other screen, so it made me sit out. I'll have to probably post. Oh no, I won't. I folded the button, not the small blind. Pick up a 9. I think I'm willing to bet we're going to be good here. I'm going to make a small bet. Get a tiny bit of value here, maybe. Okay, 10s. Yeah, that's the only thing. I was like, he might have a small overpair, like jacks or something. So value bet ourselves, value own ourselves. We're heads up here. I don't really want to play heads up, but we're in position. I'll pop that. And then he came back over the top. On this one, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to raise this up with the king, queen, and the pair. I'm going to call. Defend as heads up in position. We flop a gut shot. And on the other side of things, we flopped a set. I'll share that screen in a second here. I'm going to check this one back. And then I'll check that one back again. Yeah, over here we've got the, not the nuts, but obviously a good hand. I'll check this one down. Yeah, he hit the 9. That's like, did you see what he 3-bet with? Was it 10, 9, 7 deuce single suit? Dude, people in this game are ridiculous. 10, 9, 7, 5. Okay, all right. I thought it was 7 deuce. All right, flop. Okay. All right, so we took it down with the set. Over here. Suited. What do I do here? Like, this is one that I want to play. I'm gonna do that limp strategy I talked about earlier. That I probably shouldn't be doing. All right, I'll raise this one up. This guy's just like wild 3-better, but I don't have a great hand to come over the top and 4-bet with is the thing. I don't care about calling here. Ace, queen, like he just wants to play big pots is what it seems like. And then over here I was anticipating the raise, so this lets me get in the pot as like for the same price I'll be paying just about without worrying about a 3-bet, and then I'll just get out of it if I miss. It's kind of my thing. Okay, so over here, I took a long time to act, so I had a feeling he was going to bet just because I took a long time to act. And I'll give him this one, even though like he probably doesn't have a good hand, but we've got ace high. There's not really much we can do. We could raise here, but like maybe we raise. I'm going to try it. Like there's a chance that we have the 6 compared to what he has. Yeah, like does he lead there if he picks up a 6? Probably, but I don't think he just checks if he has like a mid pair on the flop after raising us. I think he c-bets that. So we'll see if they can find us another table. Over here, we picked up second pair on a coordinated board. Not excited about it, so we're just going to get out of this hand. Alright, so we just got seated over here. I think it's so annoying. I gotta wait the whole orbit or else post right away, even though I'm coming from another table, which is really stupid. Like, they should deal you in immediately. It's funny watching the hands that people push with sometimes. The short stackers typically left. That guy's was buying in for $30. We've got some deeper stacks at this table that we just sat down at. Or at the winner's table. Yeah, here we go. There's another short stacker just joined over here. Just realized, is my mouse visible on the screen? Hey, welcome, Graham. Good to see you. I'm not sure if my mouse is showing on the stream. Check this one in the big blind. Free flop. Miss completely, and we will fold to any bet. What do you guys think of the layout here? So I did a different layout on the first stream I did before where I had both the tables at the top and then, my video at the bottom left. I tried to make it a little bit more of an interesting overlay here. So we've got the chat and my video on the right, and then we've got I'm showing one table on the top left, kind of switching between them here. You can see where I'm toggling between both the tables. And then at the bottom, I've got the info about my channel, my bankroll, things like that. What do y'all think of this layout? I'm curious. Or what are some of your, I should say, what are some of your favorite layouts from other streams that you watch? Maybe that's a good question. Or what do I have missing that you like on those other streams that you watch? Graham, you like the setup. Good for you for going to the gym. I need to get back to doing some kind of exercise. I've been so lethargic through COVID and beyond, obviously. Like, I could be getting back into things now, and I've not. I'm well overdue for it. Answer 20. I guess you went to the gym too, huh? Good for you guys. I need to get back to that. I'm overweight. So I actually I had to get stomach surgery, which I did about 1.5 years ago. I had a hard time with food before that. Let me act on these real quick, and I'll talk about that some more. We're closing the action there. Don't flop a set. Don't flop a draw. We'll check and fold that one, and then over here. Ace, Jack, 8, 7. I will call this one. We're in position. We've got the suited ace and some connectivity. Yeah, I got stomach surgery. I was having like really bad reflux anytime I ate. It didn't matter what I ate. When I ate, it was constant. I got stomach surgery, so I wasn't eating a lot because of that. Got the surgery, and now I can eat again, and I put on some weight again because of that. So I need to work it off. All right, we get led into with top 2 pair, and we've got a blocker to the straight with the 7. I mean, well, if he's got I just mean it's less likely he's got something like 7-6 that he's leading with. So I'm trying to think what he might have. He could have like an ace 5 that he's leading with. I'm gonna bump it up here. There are some scary turns that get bring in straights on the turn, and then like the other thing is too, like any turn could be scary. Anything above an 8 means that we don't have top 2 anymore. Anything below an 8 means that a straight is possible. It's just kind of a scary spot to be in. So I'm glad he folded. We don't have to sweat anything. Makes it easy for us. There's so much going on in PLO, hard to multi-table. That is true. Do you multi-table, Graham? I know you play. Obviously, we talk about it. But do you single table when you play, or do you multi-table? I've just got the 2 going. There's no way I could do more than 2. 2 is plenty. Plenty to keep me occupied and focused on what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, don't see your mouse. Yeah, don't see my mouse. I don't know why that is. It's maybe I needed to restart my system before I started the stream or something like that. Limped pot. This is like all right. I'm gonna limp it. If this was a raised pot, I'd fold. I'm gonna limp it. See what happens. Yeah, I don't know what's up. Flop the nuts. Great. With the mouse. Sorry about that. But hopefully you can kind of see what's happening by watching the chip stacks in the middle. I'm gonna come over the top. I don't want people to get a free card. Obviously we don't like a diamond on the turn. But we've got the nuts right now. If somebody's got like 6-7 with the diamonds as a redraw, like that's not great for us. 4, 5. Okay, we still got the nuts. Pot it again. He's got the diamond redraw. Okay, we'll chop it up. That was like the worst case scenario of what I could have seen there is him having the free redraw on us. So thankful that held. And then over here it's a limp pot. I think it was like 3-handed, so I just like limped this one in. It's like, we flop a 9 or deuce, we've got a set, but we'll just flop a 9 high flush instead and take it down, so that works too. I probably shouldn't raise this under the gun, but I will. Go ahead and chastise me. This is about as loose a raise I'm going to make in this position, I think. yeah, this is like the 8, 9, 10 is connected. The king and 10 are connected. The king 10 of hearts is nice. If somebody else had cold called, which you see a lot in these games, I might have joined along since we'd be getting a good price. But it's heads up. It's, you know, we're getting 2 to 1. I'm just gonna give him credit because like a lot of the hands he's gonna 3-bet us with, he's got us dominated. I think like ace king, ace king, things like that. I'm just gonna give it to him, and I don't want to play this hand out of position for a 3-bet. Damn it. 10 10 6 flop, and we got 10 6 6 in the hole. It's funny, it's not the like boat you would be trying to hit there either. You're hoping to hit the trip 6s. Okay. This is kind of like that other one, that king 10 9 8 we just had a second ago. Ace 10 9 7, same idea. This is like about as loose as I'm gonna go, raising an early position. We get called. This is not a board that favors us. I'm just going to check behind, and if he bets, we'll fold. Yeah, this is definitely not in our favor here. Yeah, he's probably going to have like an odd pair that he hits. That's good. Okay, 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so we've got the nuts now. But he just hasn't played like he's interested in the pot, so bet kind of smallish. Hope to get paid. And we don't. This is a pretty one. 5 7 8 8. Tempted to like limp or raise. I'm gonna limp and call raise. Chastise me. Graham says it's not an issue for me. You still see everything fine. So you're okay. The layout's good. Despite the mouse, that's good to hear. And you single table and watch training videos or listen to podcasts on the side. That's probably something I should be doing more. So good for you. I'm not good about the studying. I like to play. Just dive in all the time whenever I have time. So it ends up being a limped pot here. I'll check it through. Pick up the flush draw there. Over here, I'm going to call a raise. The 5's not connected other than the diamond aspect of it, but the king, queen, jack are all connected. Missed completely there. Pick up the flush draw here, but it's a paired board. We don't have the nut flush draw. Just give that one up. Oh, sorry, I was talking about this hand, but not showing the screen. So I folded this one over here. And then this one, just check this back. So we pick up top pair now, but 9, 10 beats us, and 2 pair beat us. Those are the likely things that beat us here, I should say. This guy might bet here. I could see him betting here with like an ace jack type hand. I'm gonna bet just to kind of protect against some draws that are out there, charge some draws, and with the idea that I'll just check back the turn if it check back the river if it checks to us there. Because there's not really like any river that we're excited about. Like even if it gives us 2 pair or 3 of a kind, like I'm still not excited. Over here, check 6 8 3. Nah, I don't want to go heads up with that hand. And then over here, like I said, it checked to us. We've got 2 pair. I'm just gonna check this back. Yeah, like ace jack is exactly what I was thinking. Like we don't have the best kicker even with the jack. Pop this one up, and you said scary. Which hand? Oh, I see the 6 10 10. I'm not sure if you're talking about the 6 10 10 hand or a different one. Not a great flop for us. We've got top pair, but like no kicker. Any 2 pair or straight draw is gonna want to stick around. Like I'm still gonna c-bet it. But slow down obviously after if we get called, and doesn't matter, we take it down. So that's why I still c-bet in those spots, because you're still gonna get a lot of folds for people who called with very questionable hands and don't have anything good, anything that's worth continuing. So Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've found that it's worked more of the time in some of those spots where it's more likely that I have the big cards and I see bet. This is a tempting one, but I'm gonna fold this one. The 6 is not connected. The jack's not a great kicker for the ace. Terrible hand. I'm gonna limp it and see if we can hit a set since it's a limp spot. Yeah, so second pair, nothing great. So we pick up a gut shot with it, but I'll still just check this one through. Even if we were ahead before the river, we're probably not ahead now. Just too many hands that get ahead of us there. Check this one down. Yeah, the 10 hit on the river. We're four-handed. I'm gonna raise because it's four-handed. it's kind of a connected hand. I don't like that there's 3 spades. I should probably fold this one, but I'm gonna raise because it's four-handed. This guy's got a small stack and 3 bets us. I'm just gonna give it to him. Over here, we folded the nuts pre-flop. I thought about playing this one, but that's okay. 4, 5, 6. Limping strategy under the gun. Here we go. Limp and call a raise. Just see if we can bet and take it down. Yeah, a lot of those times when it's heads up, the big blind is forced to see it flop, and they check. You can just take it with a bet. A small bet. Small blind limped in. I checked. Gonna call once, even though there's not much going for us. And then over here, I might just call with this one, honestly. This is one where we know if we're ahead or behind on the flop, with the exception of the flush. But the connected straight cards and the set, we kind of know right away where we stand. We flop on a pair, we're probably way behind now, so I'll just get rid of that one if he bets. What are our outs here? So assuming he has an ace, if he doesn't have a boat, an 8, a jack, and a king are our outs. If he's got a flush draw, that's fewer outs. I think we're behind, but it's also just such a small pot. I'm kind of just tempted to call and see. Yeah, we didn't hit any straight. If we had the 8 there, it would have been straight. I'm just gonna check and let him. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ace with no boat. Timed out on this one. This is the one I said I was gonna fold. No exciting hands going on right now. Anybody else here going to the World Series or going to Vegas or anything like that while the event's going on? Not a great king's hand. The 6 and 3 are not really doing much for us, but I'll still raise it four-handed. We do have a suit on one of the kings, but it's one of those ones that you're hoping to hit a set on the flop, and if you don't, then there's not much else going on for you. An overpair might be good if the board pairs and the opponent does not have whatever that card is, that third card is. We get 2 callers, which is not great for us. I'm just gonna check this one. Pick up a gutter ball. With it checking twice now, I am gonna bet it. It's possible to get called by like a shitty 2 pair, like 4s and deuces or something. I'm planning to just check back the river if we get called. But the bet works since, you know, they were playing both so passively. It's a good spot to bet there, I found. I'll fold this one. It has some connectivity, but it's not a great hand. Like, that is below the bottom of my range. King 10-9. It's a 3-handed game. Like, blind versus blind is the only reason I'm calling this. I would fold this if it were any other scenario. And I'll give him credit on the flop with the c-bet. Like, we probably both missed, but if he's got an ace, like, he could have an ace-5 or ace-4 that wants to continue on the turn, continue to the turn with the wheel draw, so there's no reason to bet there. I will bet, yeah, I'll bet here, so we picked up top pair. And we take it down. All right. Not too hard today. Double suited queen jack. So, okay, we flop bottom pair with a open ender. Obviously we're behind a king or 10, so I'm not gonna like play this hard or anything, you know, but I am willing to continue here, especially since we have position. And we pick up the nuts, and over here we've got the kings in the small blind out of position. I'll raise that one up. Get the ace on the flop here. Not a great flop for us, but I'll bet small. Like, if he doesn't have an ace, I'll probably fold. Otherwise, go with the hand. He raised us on that one. We get led into here. I'm going to raise it up. Yeah, I'll raise kind of big. There's another spot where it's like, if he had the straight draw with the diamonds, not good for us. Or straight draw with, yeah. That's an interesting spot. It's like one of those ones where like you don't want to raise if you don't have the redraw, but you also want to protect your hand. I'm like questioning, kind of, I need to do a little bit of studying and kind of figure out like what is the right play there. I don't know if that's the right play or not. Or should I call and then, you know, reevaluate depending on the river. But then the thing is, like, you could be missing out on value against worse hands that are leading into you. Like, obviously he led into me with worse hands, so raising was the right play probably. Or calling and letting him bluff into me on the river or something like that. This is a nice hand. 8-9-9 queen double suited. No reason to re-raise it. I do want to see a flop with it. And then we get a huge 3-bet. Alright, well, we're done with this hand. 4-bet up here. Wow, alright, we're going to get a 3-way all in there. Come back and look at that one in a minute. We've got a nice hand here. I am going to 3-bet this one. So here's the all-in. The guy flops the nuts with ace-10 right off the bat. Yeah, we get the cold call, and then the and then this guy who raised calls. Oh, not the best flop for us. We've got top pair, gut shot, but we got called in 2 spots. This is not like a great spot to c-bet, I don't feel like, with 2 calls. I'm just gonna, it's kind of weak play, but I'm just gonna check this one back. We do pick up the open ender and the 2 pair, so if it checks to us again, I will bet it. I probably, like, maybe I should be raising here. Yeah, that's like king queen is like the main, or like king queen or king jack is like the main concern. But with it checking to us on the river, we maybe could bet here, but this guy could be looking for a check raise or could be calling with a worse straight draw, like queen 8, 8-7. I'm just gonna check it back. Yeah, like 8-7 got there exactly. I probably should have raised the turn, honestly. That's my fault. I'm gonna take a look at what the guy who led the turn had. I didn't really like calling there because I knew it would price the other guy in. He had King 10 8 6. So he had a flush draw with the clubs, but he had 3 clubs in his hand. And he picked up a... Was it a gut shot? Oh, he just had a pair. He had a pair and a... Not even a gut shot. So I should have raised. That's my fault. That cost us. I didn't respond in time and I accidentally folded this hand. All right, Graham, you said you got in my game. 99% sure you're on my direct left versus $300 stack. Okay, I'm gonna tag you. Maybe Graham. Gonna limp the kings in here. It's not a great hand. Nothing's connected, just one suit. Just looking for a set. Don't want to play it hard. And I'm willing to fold this one here to the 3-bet and 4-bet. Oh, sorry, I'm showing the wrong screen. I'm talking about over here. I limped in here. If there's a 3-bet, seat 3, and then a 4-bet in seat 4. Oops, over here. Get rid of that hand. Full Swiss on the button. I'll raise it since we got position. Not a great hand, but sometimes you can take these ones down. I might defend. This is a terrible hand. No. It's gonna be hard for him to continue on a like flop that's like clearly bad for him is the only thing I'm thinking. Over here. Let's see a flop with this one. He checks to us. I'll check it back. He leads into us now. Yeah, I feel like he was maybe looking for a check raise and it being a 3-bet pot. Possibly. Like, there's not really any river we're happy about, even if he doesn't have the flush. Like, king, 7, and 5 are like the only things we can hit, and we've got 2 of the 5s already. I probably shouldn't have even been continuing with that hand, to be honest, but I YOLO'd it. Alright, so we can take this one down. He opened on the button, we called. He checked back on the flop, and I just let out with top pair on the turn. Would have flopped a set of deuces, but that's all right. Can't be results oriented. It's a gross hand. 7 deuce. Nothing connected. Maybe Graham got check raised. That will confirm if it's Graham. Did you raise a... Okay, did you call a 3-bet by the big blind here on a king 9 deuce flop? It's a big one for these guys here. Well, I hope that was you, Graham, that just took down a big one. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna fold this one. And I'm gonna fold this one. That's tempting. Just the connectivity of it. Yeah, you are to my left. My dog's trying to break into the office. Don't mind her. All right, we'll limp this one in. 50 cents with an ace king and a suited ace. I will limp that one in. Graham had top 2 versus my kings when you raised. You let me off cheap. Thank you, sir. Nothing here. Yeah, this was a questionable continuation after the raise for me, honestly. King 5-4, not worth a 3-bet position. We'll just call here. It's like a set mining hand or a flush mining or straight mining with our low cards. Obviously we can't get a straight on the high end. We pick up a bottom pair. So we've got an overpair, we've got a bottom pair, backdoor spades, backdoor straight draw. Not a great hand for us. My dog is desperate to get in here. I'm gonna call once. So we pick up an open ender on the turn. It's not really like this might be. I was gonna say this might be a good spot where we can check raise. This is a scary board. Yeah. Do I wanna lead out? We're not gonna get called by worse here. I'm gonna bet small. This is kind of like a blocker bet. Yeah, like he checked back the turn, so he didn't seem very strong, but he could have had like 2 pairs since there was a straight out there. Over here, we're just gonna fold. Yeah, I didn't want to size that bet up big because like if he had aces, he might call there. If he had 2 pair, he might still call there in hopes that we don't have a straight, and like we're not beating either of those, so I think just like a small blocker bet is gonna get the job done there and save us money versus like a check call, which I don't really want to check call there. I would probably have to check fold, but I think like bet fold is maybe a better approach. Ace 7-4 in a 3-bet pot. This is an interesting spot, and he's deep too. There's not a lot of great flops. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. Damn it. I'm not used to this software. I meant to hit the pot button to see how big the pot would be. This is interesting. Let's see what he does here. Would I get it in here if he pots it? This is interesting. Like he's probably got a hand like aces or like another aces hand, or he's got like an ace king queen, something like that. It's a tough spot. I think let's put it in and hope for the best. Yeah, so the jack 8 we're hoping to avoid. Heart would be nice. It's chop pot, yeah. We both lost to the rake. Actually, I guess there was the another player that raised, so we might have made out okay there. This is a pretty nice hand. It's double suited, lots of connectivity, wheel cards here. Versus Graham. Versus Graham, he knows that we could be raising the button with like a somewhat wide range, and he leads into us. Like I know he's not going to do that as a bluff. He's got to have something, even if it's like a monster draw. We've got absolutely nothing here, so no reason to try to play back or defend there. I want Graham, since you're on my left, watching me play, I want to think about you. I want to hear what you think about my aggressiveness at the table. Like, am I raising too many times? I feel like I just raised like 3 or 4 pre-flop hands in a row. Curious to hear what your thoughts are. It says, I don't want to play at the same table as you. I don't want to battle. I understand. I understand. You don't want to take all my money. I get it. You want to see? I think you're saying you want to see my cards from a few hands ago. You'll see them on the stream. There's a small delay. Let the dog in. Oh, you want to see the dog? Sorry, I see now. I've got the door shut tight, so they can't get in. Because the problem is if I let them in, they will go crazy and bark wildly as soon as they see somebody outside. With it being the middle of summer, it's bound to happen. And you guys aren't here to listen to my dogs go wild. I will see a flop with this one if it doesn't get raised again. We've got the double suited king pocket queens, I should say. So we've monster flop for us, but we're behind straight. So we've got top set with a flush draw, third nut flush draw. We've got a gut shot too with the king, but like I'm not counting on that being like we won't have the nuts with that, so I'm not gonna play hard with that. Here's the thing: if we're behind a straight, what do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 9, so 16 outs twice, 32 outs. It's like a 64% chance of winning, even if we're against a straight. I think that means like we should be raising here. Pretty big raise. I probably shouldn't have raised as much as I did. I'm gonna see if Grandma let us limp one in. We get cold called, which is not a great thing to see there. I still like there's not really any good options here. It's like bet or even if we check, like he's gonna be betting. This is a tough spot. I think we just got to go with our hand basically and hope that we hit. Like we've got so many outs against a straight, and even if he doesn't have the nuts, yeah, like that, like there's a chance that we're gonna get a fold. Like he could have been on the nut flush draw. He could have been calling with a worse straight and seeing if we continue the aggression. So the aggression worked, even though we didn't have a straight at all. We were behind any straight. It worked out. That's great. I'm happy. You did me a favor. You had middle set flush draw and blocked pocket queens. Oh, is that the hand you led into me? You don't have to do any favors. Play at me. You do you. I'll raise this one up on the right here. So this one I'm raising up. I'll complete the small blind for this one too. And we pick up bottom pair, a gut shot, and a non-nut flush draw. Over here I potted this one and we flopped top set and some backdoor straight draws. So I will continue this one. I don't want any straight draws to continue for free. We block some straight draws with the jack. We're probably just going to take it down because we've got the 10 also. Like there's not much that other players can have here unless somebody flopped like a set of 6s and decides to continue. Like maybe that'd be great. I'll bet kind of on the bigger side here. I don't want to let any draws in for free or cheaply. Like maybe he'll come over the top with like a straight and flush draw and then just miss. That'd be great. Or like a worse set would be awesome if he came over the top. Maybe he'll come over the top with a set of 10s and have 0 outs because we're holding the last one. That's not a great river for us. But we have the jack blocker, and he checks to us. I think he would have led if he had a straight of any kind. Do I go for thin value here? How much value can we get from this guy? All right, we're gonna go with a bet, and I might regret this. this might be a spot that I regret. Jack 9, 9, 7, 7, 4, but like there's not a lot of hands that continue with some of those lower straights that just get there randomly on the river. So it's like a very thin, greedy value bet. I'm kind of scared of him coming over the top. Might regret it. We've got some action on the other table, but I'm gonna wait and see what happens here before I switch over. Okay, well, we take it down and we don't even have to show, so good result. So I called, there was a raise here, I called 3-bet, and he folded. There's no reason for us to continue here. Graham says, I am very aggressive, and he wants to dog still. Yeah, I think I play pretty aggressively at this game. In terms of my like pre-flop raising range specifically, I think I need to get better about being aggressive post-flop in some spots. And that's what I was trying to do a few hands ago when I flopped top set with the flush draw, even though there was a straight possibility. I like normally would play that one a little bit more passively, but I decided to get aggressive there after calculating my outs and my percentages there. I think playing aggressively on the flop made sense. The turn is the questionable spot for me. Okay, we flop a straight flush draw and second pair here. Oh no, I'm sorry, top two and a straight flush draw. And we have the nuts versus Graham. The dogs are going crazy in the background. If Graham raises here, it's pretty gross. I don't know if he will without, like, I don't think he'll do it as a bluff, but maybe he will. This might be a good check call spot, but I think if you had a flush draw on the flop, you would have c-bet, is what I'm thinking. Yeah. So do you c-bet on the flop, or are you just playing differently against me? Like, it's a low flop and a coordinated flop. You could, like, I could see you doing this with the ace of clubs blocker and maybe not c-betting the flop because you don't have the flush draw. So that's like, if I call you here, I think that's kind of my thought process. I think I'm going to pay you off. Like, if you have the flush, I think I'm going to pay you here. Yeah, that's what I thought, ace of club blocker. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, Graham. That was a really good flop for my hand, but it was obviously like if somebody else had made that raise against me on the river, I might have folded maybe. But I know you're a smart thinking player too. Is like I'll be honest about it. Like you are a smart player. You're a thinking player. I know that you're willing to make that play with the flush blocker, but I think the only reason it didn't work is because you didn't c-bet the flop. If you c-bet the flop, I would have believed that you had a flush draw and would have been raising the flush draw on the river. I'm gonna limp this one in. Oh, sorry, I got the wrong window again. I'm gonna limp this one in. It's not very connected. It's just got the big suited cards. So like suited king, suited queen. That's really the main reason I like the hand. So we could hit some big cards and pair up or straight cards on the high end. But I'm not like, and the flush opportunities, but I'm not excited about the 8 or the 3. Like they don't do much for us. Like we ended up hitting top pair here, top pair second kicker. And if it checks to us, I'll put out a bet. It's a limp pot though. So if somebody leads into us, I think that like we could definitely be behind. So yeah, with the checking, I'll just bet and see if we can take it down. I don't think a hand that beats us other than maybe ace 8 is going to check here. 8-6, 8 deuce, 6 deuce, all those 2 pair combinations and sets, like they would have opened here typically, I think. And now we have 2 pairs, so I'm not like too worried. The set's the only thing we're worried about. And we got to charge some straight draws. I'm going to charge a little bit on the higher end. Straight draws and the backdoor flush draw. There's a possibility, like if you had a straight draw with clubs also. And we take it down. Graham was actually trying to keep the pot cheap. No more. Like I said, you do not need to keep it cheap for me. Like you can charge me, like play at me. Play like I'm just a random fish, which is mostly what I am. I'm gonna fold this one even though I'm tempted to play it. Graham, I was not paying attention to that last one you just lost. Let's see what happened here. Okay, so you had your seat 2. Oh wait, is that the right hand? I'm looking at the wrong one. I think because you had close to 150 dollars in your stack a few moments ago. I think I just missed where you lost a little bit other than the hand that you and I played together. I'm gonna fold this one. I guess that was it. I guess that was just the one with you and me. Ace, King, 5-9. No, I'll give that one up. And I will give you a walk, sir. I'll open this one on the button. 8, 9, 10, queen. I don't like the 3 diamonds, but it's very connected. I will see a flop with it. And we'll pull this one on the left. Not a great flop for us, though. I'll check this one back if it checks to us. I think the blind is the most likely person to hit this board hard. While we're kind of at a lull here, I've been working on I'm putting together a poker site that is intended to compete with other hand tracking tools. So like think like Poker Tracker. So the Poker Tracker is pretty expensive. It also I think you have to purchase extra like add-ons just to make it work with Bovada. And yes, I'm being cheap, but also I'm a software developer, and that kind of thing is interesting to me, like figuring out how to build something to do that. So I'll actually show off maybe at the end of the stream something I'm working on I'm trying to build a app that can essentially give you those stats and as both a browser based and downloadable app, and in the future a mobile app where you can just view your stats across all your devices and automatically import your stats. And I'm building it for Bovada right now, just because I know that that's one that sorry, this is blurry again, needs a little bit more support. Doesn't have as good support in PokerChart. Here we go. Close up. We'll fix it by pulling it away slowly. Maybe it'll fix. I don't know why it does this. It's really annoying. Let's see if I lean back in my chair. Give it a chance to adjust to like where I move my hand. Okay. Yeah, so I'll show it off at the end of the stream here. It's a rough work in progress. It's not showing like providing the information in a digestible format yet, but it's kind of like the early steps that are leading up to that, where I'm kind of you're able to like build reports around certain statistics of stats, but the reports is like a breakdown of like whatever pieces of information you request in a tabular format, so like a big table of data dump essentially. That's kind of like the deep dive in view, and that's like not the thing that you want to see. Like you want to see simple charts, simple like graphs that make it clear right off the bat, like where you stand. And Graham, I'm tempted to call, but the 9's not doing anything for me, so I'll fold. If that was a 10 or higher, or a 5 or lower, or 6 or lower, I would maybe call. Yeah, so the next step is to build some like take that tabular data and build some like aggregated charts and other like visualizations around it. So I think it'll be more exciting at that point, but I still might just show it off at the end of the stream here. Oh, this is a pretty good flop for us. We got a open-ender, top pair, and a flush draw, the third nut flush draw, so not the nuts of any sort. But I will play this one aggressively. So we need a 7, a queen, a heart. Yeah, so like this is another spot where we'll just put him in. He might call us here. If he was on a draw though, he might fold. Yeah, okay, so I think he flopped a set and the flush draw, the nut flush draw. So yeah, it makes sense. Like that's one of those tough spots in PLO. I'm gonna 3-bet this. We've got a bunch of Broadway cards. That was a big one for us to lose, unfortunately. We lost about $110 there, 100 and change. But played it aggressively. Let me know what you think about that one. It's a tough spot. I 3-bet this one, which I'm more likely to do with aces. Like if he doesn't have a 6, it's hard for him to continue. Yeah. Take that one down. So we gave a little bit back. I'm going to rebuy and top off on this left table here, or this one. I keep calling it the left table, but you guys can't see the left or right the way I'm sharing the stream. We've got a couple of 1-gappers and a pair. Let's see a flop, see what happens here. Yeah, I folded this one on the right. See the flop here on the left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll flop the nuts. Check, check. Okay, I'm just gonna pot it. We don't have the club redraw, which I'm not happy about. Trip queens. We're going to push hard with this one for sure. No, we are going to fold this one if it gets raised, and we're going to check if it does not. We got quads. If you're not understanding the humor. If you're not familiar with PLO, we don't have quads, we have trips. We get to play 2 cards from our hand, so we do not have quads, unfortunately. Which means we cannot improve to quads. And we could get outdrawn, where like any straight or flush cards we're not happy about. We only want to see the board pair. Like 8 through ace is bad for us. Yeah, okay, we'll just take it down, so it doesn't matter. Whole lot of nothing going on right now. The dog is back. If it folded around, I was gonna fold this one. I might call. Since it's multi-way, getting better odds. King, queen, 6, 4. So we've got like connection on the high end and connection on the low end. We pick up the flush draw and top pair. This one, I'm just gonna call with position. So Graham C-bet here. I'm not gonna get crazy here. We've got the second nut flush draw and like, yeah, this guy's calling too. We've got top pair, but it's kind of a questionable spot. So we're losing to an overpair for sure here, and like a king doesn't help us if he's got aces here. Let's see what he bets this time. He knows he's got 2 people interested in it, and the way we both called means that we could both be on draws. Let's see here. Over here, we are gonna fold. This is a tough spot. Ace queen is ahead of us. Kings and kings and aces are ahead of us. He also could have flopped a set with like jacks or queens. Like obviously we've got blockers on the because we got a queen and a king, so we block some of those combinations. It's like ace queen, pocket jacks, pocket kings and aces. I think there's a chance he could have aces with the flush draw. I'm gonna give it to him. Like I think against some other players I might continue here. I'm gonna fold to Graham. Nice hand. For those of you just tuning in, this is my buddy Graham sitting here. We just found out during the stream that he is sitting to my left, so he's a pretty competent player, and he's just like myself, trying to study and improve and get better at the game. But I know he's not just like dunking off and making wild bets that are nonsensical. We'll see if Graham will answer us in the chat in terms of what he had. I just asked the question in chat and see if he'll tell us. He was worried at quad tucks. No, I wish. All right, so I guess yeah, Graham made a good bet there. He had Queen Jack, so he had second pair and bet us off the hand. Oh, 99% sure I was. Oh, I'm sorry. He had Queen Jack. Oh, so he had top two. I'm gonna fold the queens here. It's not suited at all. Totally rainbow. It's one of those ones where like you love to see the queens and hold them, but it's not really doing anything for us here, especially under the gun. First act. So Graham said he flopped top set, which turned into the top boat on the hand where we folded top pair with the second nut flush draw. So made the right fold there. I don't know if this is considered a tight fold, but we had a raise on the pot raise on the button to 350. Small blind called. It was only 250 for us to call here with the ace king, but the 9 is not connected. The ace and king are not suited, so I just let it go. Obviously, like we would have flopped top pair, but it's hard to know where we stand there. You know, if anybody calls a bet from us, like we're not sure if they call us with a better hand or a draw. Yeah, the 4 gives us nothing here. I like the king, queen, and the 9's okay. The 4 is horrific. This one over here, fold this one too. The hands come in waves. Nothing playable for a few minutes here. This is tempting, but like pocket deuces are not great in Omaha. Even if you flop a set, there's a good chance you're behind, or will fall behind, even if you flop it. So like, yeah, like over here we would have flopped the nut low flush. I guess it would have been good, but king queen would have gotten there anyway, so it's irrelevant. Let's see here. I'm gonna call here. If this was double suited, I would probably pot it 3-bet. Yeah, since it's not double suited, I'm just going to call with position. Flop top pair. and a gut shot. We don't have the flush draw. This board is, like, I think is more in favor of either of our opponents. I'm still going to c-bet it with top pair, though, given that we've got the gut shot, and if we hit any of our over cards, we'll have the best two pair possible. I'm going to call this bet. But still, I guess a jack or a queen, a straight's possible at that point. It's not the worst turn card for us. If he's got, here, let me talk about that in a second. I'm gonna raise this one up here. I think there's a chance that we're still good. We've got top pair, top kicker. We're behind 9-8. He could be betting with a flush draw and a straight draw. I'm gonna call once more. I'm mostly worried about 9-8 at this point. We do pick up the straight though. So jack queen and the flush misses. In the meantime, we've got top pair, top kicker over here and the second nut flush draw. Okay, so on the other hand, we got check two. I'm gonna c-bet this. And over here, I'm gonna make a bet. Like he checks, I'm gonna bet. We'll bet like half pot. And hope for a call. And then over here, shit, I thought I hit the bet button and it didn't go. All right, let's see here. So we'll bet here. It's not working. Wait, what the heck? I think I hit the wrong button. I think that's what happened. This guy's still thinking, okay, he folded, so we missed out on some value there. Maybe I should have bet less. I'm not sure if we had the best hand all the way. The way he's thinking about it, I'm thinking he maybe had 9-8 and folded because the straight got there. So we might have been behind until the river, just based upon how long it took him to act there. I don't think if he had a missed draw, he would have taken that long to fold. Flop a gut shot here. It's limped pot. We got nothing. I'm just gonna give that one up. Give that one up too. Graham, that hand where you had top set, yeah, it was bad for you to have the jack since you blocked me from having a set of jacks or top two pair. Yeah, you're totally right. It's hard for anybody else to have a very strong hand there. It's just draws that are pretty good in like top pair hands, things like that, or if somebody else hit bottom trips on the bottom with the deuces. Ace is not suited here. I kind of like this is somewhat connected. The eight's kind of out there. Yeah, the ace is not suited up with anything, so I'll give it up. Those of you joining, I'm curious, what do you think about PLO versus Hold'em in terms of watching it? Like, do you enjoy one more versus the other? Or are you more inclined to watch one more versus the other? I found that, like, I generally like watching Hold'em more, but I found that I think it's easier to win at Omaha Online, which is something I was saying at the beginning of the stream, is these games are just really soft. Hold'em kicks my butt. I'm not a winning online Hold'em player. But Omaha, I might be. I don't know. It's going well for me so far since I made a deposit onto this site. So I'm not historically a winning player online, but Omaha might be my game. And I might play some of it when I go to Vegas too. Going to Vegas at the beginning of July. Going to be overlapping with I guess like is that like the tail end of the World Series of Poker, or like some of the later. I guess like the main event is overlapping with when I'm there, so I won't be playing in that. I don't have 10 grand just sitting around, unfortunately. Otherwise, it'd be a fun thing to do. But I might play in some small tournaments. I'm gonna fold this one. The 8. The 8 doesn't help us to get the nuts in any sense. It does connect with the queen, but like 9-10 jack would give us a straight, but a non-nut straight. So not excited about that. We would have had a top pair plus open-ender here, but the open-ender is not to the nuts on the high end even. And there's lots of draws out there that would beat us as well if they got there. Yeah, like here. 8-9 beats us. I might see a flop with this guy here. 6-5 3 deuce. Super connected. Just kidding. We're not seeing a flop for 3 bets. Just 2. Wouldn't have been a good flop for us anyway. I overlooked. We did have the spade flush draw here. Backdoor flush draw on the turn. It's an interesting hand. Nobody else has spades. We would have hit the nuts. Damn. Can't be results oriented. That's like, I wouldn't have been comfortable just like getting the money in there regardless. With one pair, a gutter ball to somebody who already has the nuts probably. I didn't look closely. Like, we have to hit a spade to win. Let's get quads again. Come on. No, we'll be folding this one. Not the best hands we're getting dealt here. Another shitty hand. Let that one go. This one's taking a long time to play out. For such a small pot. High flush, that'll take it. No, we'll let that one go. Queens. I'm gonna try limping this one. It's been a while since we limped one. This is my limping range type of hand. Big pair, not much connected. Try to flop a set or something with the connected bottom, low end of my cards here, or the flush. Otherwise, we'll get away from it. So, gut shot, bottom end of the gut shot, but I'm not gonna stick around for that. This is, I try to play aggressively, except these hands, first to act, I play them quite passively. It's probably not a winning strategy. When I get my site working that I was talking about earlier, I'm sure I'll see the stats will reveal that these are hands that I should be folding, generally speaking. Deuce jack, yeah, 6 is not being connected. I'm just gonna fold this. I like the suited ace. I'm okay with the jack. 6 is not great. Give up the kings here. Neither of them is suited, and the 7-3 are not connected. I'm just giving it up. Not even worth putting the money in. I was gonna say, if this one folds to me, I might raise it. We've got a limper. I think I'll just take control of the hand and raise it, even though it's pretty loose raise here. Looks like it's gonna be heads up. I can rep the ace here, and then over here I'm gonna pop this one too. Since we're in position, fold it to us, and then here I'm just gonna bet. We don't have to bet too big. Yeah, we'll take it down, and then over here. Okay, Graham calls us. I'm just going to check this one back. This is not a board that favors us. And we hit the set on the turn. Let's see if we can get a call from him here. And here I'm going to pop this one too as soon as we get a chance to. I think if he had the straight, he would bet here. I'm going to bet like 11. And maybe what we called. Here, I'm gonna pop this. Yeah, we took that one down against Graham. He folded. Our set was good. We get 3-bet here. It's always against the short stacks. It's really annoying. I still want to call here. It's such a connected hand. I probably should not be calling here, but I'm going to. We flop a monster though, so we're absolutely getting it in here. Bottom 2, nut flush draw, and we got shot. Oh my gosh, he got the king on the river. That's really sad. That's unfortunate. Alright, so we'll put that. Well, we got it in good. Most of it in good. Obviously he has a better hand pre-flop, but what can you do? I mean, he had the second nut flush draw, so hard to chastise him for getting it in there. Like I don't think he made a mistake or anything by getting it in there. It's just bad run out for us. I'm c-betting here, like the 3-8s, we raise pre-flop, we've got a pair in the hole, so if nobody else has a pair in the hole, then we're good, unless they've got the 8, obviously. I probably didn't need to bet as big as I did here. Let's see here. So he's got a pair, but I don't think it's a big one. It could definitely be bigger than 7s though, so I'm not like super thrilled. And there's no way for our hand to improve. Even if we hit a 7, our hand is still 8s full of 7s. It's not like it becomes a super boat. And then he leads out on the river. Like, I don't think we're good here, pretty much ever. So fold this one. And I topped off here on the table, rebought, but we don't have a full stack because I rebought before that last hand finished. Graham wants me to watch the hand he just played, turned bottom set and rivered a boat. Let's see here, I missed Missed that one since I was focused on my other table. King. I'll let that one go. Try to pull up the hand history for the hand he's talking about. So this is Graham had pocket fours with the ace jack. It was rainbow. He got a rainbow hand, but he was big blind, so I guess he got a cheap flop. Let's see here. I'll let that one go, and then over here, I'm not gonna raise full pot. Sometimes I'll just raise to 3 instead of 350 in early position for these kind of like questionable hands. I think it's just a like cheaper way to see the flop. Queen 10 10 8 with just the suited queen. Get a quick 3-bet. We're out of position. I always just want to call here. All right, I'll give it to him. I really want to call. I really want to. I'm fighting with myself. Yeah, like this is the exact type of flop where it's like I like want to continue, but it's gonna be bad to continue. We lose to any boat, even though we have the straight draw. All right, we're gonna pot this one up. It's double suited, straight connector cards on the wheel side of things. Okay, so the hand that Graham wanted me to look at, he had bottom set. Okay, and he rivered a boat, so it was a 5-7-9 flop, turned to 4. And then river to 5 to pair the board. Yeah, I don't like this board at all for us. But I'm still gonna see about it and see if we can just take it down since I was the pre-flop aggressor. We do pick up 2 pair. We're behind ace king, ace jack, queen 10. I don't think he has queen 10 the way he's playing this. He could have ace jack. I'm gonna put out like a smallish bet and then check back the river, no matter what the river is. Yeah, oh wow, ace king. I'm surprised he played that one so passively. We're not doing well on this left table, just the right table. I'll still raise this one up. Queen jack 9-9. Pair connected. We have the extra club, which is not great. Flop a gut shot. And second pair to the board behind a 10. It's not a great flop for us, and we're against the short stack, so I'm not excited about like putting a bunch of money in the pot. Let's see here. Like I want to call, but we're not like he's so short. So it's just like it's not worth it. Call this one. It's a loose call. And over here, let that one go. It's pretty, double suited, but it's not connected very much. This one's, the 8s are not connected at all, but I figured the king jack are connected, and then, so if we could hit like a straight type flop with the king jack, or hit an 8, this would be good for us, but the ace on the flop, I'm not excited about. Get rid of this one. Yeah, like over here, we would have flopped a flush draw, but it's 8 high. And you never know if you're going to be good in those spots. Like, this could just be a reverse implied odds type of scenario. Yeah. Never know who's going to show up with a flush here in this game. I will call with the kings here in hopes of hitting a set. This one, it's a rainbow, and we're out of position. I'm going to let this one go. Okay, so we flop second set here against the other big stack here. So, like, we're only worried about aces at this point. I'm going to raise and see what happens. Like if he comes back over the top, that's pretty ugly. Oh, I was showing the wrong screen. We had kings over here and flopped a set. Sorry about that. Totally showed the wrong table. 5, 6, 7, 9. I'll fold this one because of the extra club, but I do like the connected nature of those types of hands. This is another one where, okay, he raised. I would definitely open this one on the button here. I'm tempted to squeeze here, honestly. I think I will. This is very, very loose play. So we're only single suited here. This guy gets it in. Honestly, like, even against aces, let's see, we're getting 2 to 1. I'm tempted to just call it off, but I don't know if that's good. Let's do it. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we're like super dead. Oh, JK. We're super lucky is what I meant to say. Super lucky getting it in bad and getting winning in the end. I want to look up the odds on that one because I don't think we were ever ahead like at all. Like in terms of our percentages, like I don't think it was even close pre-flop. Like we weren't getting the right odds to call. So bad play by me. It worked out. Super lucky. Oh, Graham's leaving us. All right, I will see a flop with this one. Not the best hand since the king's just kind of disconnected from everything else. We don't flop anything here, so it's a check fold. Yeah, thanks for watching the stream. Appreciate it. Probably not going to run too much longer, to be honest. Gonna wrap it up here in a little bit, probably. So now we pick up a gut shot and a flush draw. I might lead out here. It's not a great flush draw, obviously. There's a lot of hands that could call us here, and draws that are ahead of ours. Yeah, like the diamond comes in, but are we good? Like, were people calling with a bigger diamond draw? I'm gonna check here and might call for the right size. I don't know though. This is one of the difficult spots here. Like $20 bet. Like, and he bet pretty quick too. Would he do this with a hand that's behind us? Like 9 Jack Queen hits a straight. Does a straight check? Probably. I think a straight probably checks back after getting checked in 2 spots. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking about making a bad call. I did this at the beginning of the stream too. This is a really close spot. I think it's gonna be a bad call if I make it. All right, I'm gonna call it. Chastise away. We lost. Yeah. Oh, he had 3 diamonds in his hand. All right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Gotta listen to my gut there. Go against my impulse. 3, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna play this one. not a great flop for us. I mean, obviously there's hearts, but like it's paired board. He easily could be raising with an ace in position and checking back with like the nuts on the flop or something. I've been muted for too long. I don't know how long I've been muted. I'm so sorry. Hopefully it wasn't for too long. This is a tempting one to raise. I'm just gonna fold it and we'll call it a day over there on that screen. Sit out on that one. So we bought in for 100 and cashed out for 364 over there. On this left one, we bought in for 100, but we also topped off a few times. So we probably bought in for a little less than 200. Like I think like probably like 175 in all, like 160, something like that. So we've got like one more hand after this, and we'll call it a night over here. I think I mentioned showing off the poker site I'm working on. I think I'll do that another time. Doing it at the end of the stream is probably not the best idea when there's going to be a lot of people hanging around to watch. I know a stream's kind of reached the end, viewership tapers off, so I'll show it off when it has a little bit more progress. Maybe I'll just do a stream where I kind of just show off what I'm building after I make a little bit more progress on it. But maybe I'll just give it a little glimpse before we wrap up. All right, so that was the last hand, so we'll close that out, and I am going to, let me update where we're at. So my online bankroll, so we started the night with about 1.45K, I'm up to 1.67K, so we had a win of about $230 tonight, playing for about 2.5 hours, a little over. Not bad. I made some bad plays. I made some good ones too. But I think there's two spots in particular where I called with worse flush draws, and I knew I shouldn't be calling. One at the beginning of the stream, one at the end of the stream. So need to try not to pay people off in those spots especially when they raise, and it's pretty clear that they've got something that I'm behind. But it did work out in one spot actually against my buddy Graham, who was at the table and tried to bluff me with the nut flush blocker, which is what I thought was going on. But I know he's a smart thinking player, not like I can't give the same credit to a lot of the other players at the table who I think are just kind of playing ABC poker, not making like bluffs with certain cards in their hands a lot of the time. Yeah, let me see here. I'm going to log out of Bovada here, and I'm going to share my whole desktop in just a moment here. Bear with me. I'll show off my the stats that I'm working on, the site that I'm working on. So let me switch over to this view here and get my face out of the way. Yeah, so I'm working on, I haven't named it yet, it says Poker Progress here, but I'm gonna come up with an actual name and address for it. But yeah, like obviously you'll get some quick insights into your progress. This losing at the beginning here, that's me trying to play Hold'em online, and the winning is me playing Omaha online. And I've got a little bit more profit than this from playing Omaha. The hand history files are not available on Bovada for 24 hours until you last played. So that is like a little bit behind, 24 hours behind. And I haven't uploaded some that I think have become available since before I started the stream. But what I'm building here is like a way for you to generate reports, and I'm planning to ship it with reports, and I'm going to build some like interesting visualizations around these reports that'll make it easier to understand. But the most basic one is just, you know, a way to go through all your hands, kind of see, you know, what are the big winners, what are the big losers. You know, there's one like this hand at Omaha has won me a lot compared to some of the other ones. Let's go back to the reports view. You know, and then you can make your own reports as well. I built this one before the stream called PLO1 at Showdown, and you can ignore this part up top. I'll get to that in a second here, but you know, you essentially can build a report where you view, like, you have certain filters against your hands, you have certain columns you want to view on these hands, and you can see that you know, this is like a big winner I had. I've got to fix some of the sorting. You can see, like, when I sorted this way, 105 was bigger than what we just saw at the other end of the sort. Like when I switch the sort around, it's sorting by string value versus numeric value. So 1 comes before 2. It's just looking at this first digit. So I've got to fix that. But you can kind of get a look into like these are the PLO hands that won the most at Showdown, or won at Showdown, and you can sort it by like most to least. We can create our own reports too. So I could create one that's like, you know, hands lost at Showdown. You create rules around your hands here. So, and you can make these really complex rules if you want. But, you know, if I went to Showdown, I want to check off that yes, went to Showdown is true. If I lost it, that means the amount won is less than 0. And we could say that we only want to, like, maybe there's some other conditions we want. So we could say that we only care about hands that are, okay, so like flushes, like we just lost with the flushes earlier today, by calling those on the river and going to Showdown and losing with them. And we could add another rule, say like, okay, we want it to be a flush, or we care about it being a like 3 of a kind. We'll pay off with flush or 3 of a kind. So let's see what we pay off with and lose on the river in those scenarios. And then we can add in what columns we want to view. So those are the filters. Now we can add the columns. So we care about what the hand is. We care about the hand strength, since we want to know if it's a flush or 3 of a kind. We care about the amount that we lost. And basically we can add in a whole bunch of other things. I'm going to be adding to this list and give more, there's going to be more insight as I continue to work on this, like things like aggression factor, whether you're c-betting or playing passively, things like that. So this will just give you an idea. So I'll create this report. And here's the report. We can see that these are the hands that we lost with. It's not sorting properly, like I said, but like, okay, flush with ace, ace, king, 9 suited. In Omaha is one that we lost a lot of money with. Queen 10, 8, 8 suited. And I'm going to make it possible to dig into these. Like ideally we want to have a hand replayer to view the hand replay here. But that's a little bit down the road in terms of building that out. But these are cumulative values. I'm going to add a count column here because there might have been like 3 times I played this hand, and in all I've lost 99.50 across them. But that's kind of the idea, is that you can get an aggregate view in a tabular format here for your data, and then the next step is I'm going to make on the dashboard a way to show visualizations that are built around these reports that you can build. So that's a ways out, going to be working on that, but just an interesting way to look at your data and kind of build, meaningful insight that you care about around your own poker hands. So I'm planning, when I get to the point of releasing this, like an early version, I'm going to include some default reports. You won't have to build everything out of the box, but it'll allow you to have some customizations, which should be pretty neat. Yeah, that's mostly it. So thanks for watching. Nice win for the day. I don't know when I'll do this again. I'll try to do another one in the near future. Sorry it's been so long since I've had one of these, but thanks for tuning in, and